What if your identity is the real problem? Most people spend their lives trying to change their results. They want more money. They want better health, more confidence, a better career, a stronger relationship. But they never stop to ask one question: who am I being? Because your life doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to who you believe you are. That's why so many people keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. They change their goals, but they never change their identity. A person who believes they're always broke will find a way to become broke again. A person who believes they're unhealthy will eventually return to unhealthy habits. A person who believes they're not good enough will sabotage opportunities even when success is right in front of them. Why do they do this? Because people naturally act in alignment with their identity. Think about it. Someone who identifies as a runner doesn't need motivation to go running. That's simply who they are. Someone who identifies as a reader doesn't force themselves to read. It's part of their identity. The same is true for success. If you still identify as someone who procrastinates, you'll procrastinate. If you identify as someone who quits, guess what? You're going to quit. If you identify as someone who always follows through, you'll find a way to finish what you start. The outside world is simply reflecting identity you've accepted on the inside. This is why changing your habits alone isn't enough. Habits matter, but habits built on the wrong identity rarely last. Imagine trying to stop eating junk food while constantly telling yourself, I have no discipline. You're fighting yourself every single day. Instead, do this. Become the person who naturally makes healthy choices. Your actions become easier because they're no longer forced. They're consistent with who you believe you are. Here's a simple exercise to try. Stop asking, what do I want? And start asking, who do I need to become? Do you need to become disciplined? Do you need to become patient? Do you need to become confident? How about focused, reliable? Successful people don't simply chase success. They build an identity that naturally produces successful actions. Every decision you make is casting a vote for the person you're becoming. Every workout, every book you read, every promise that you keep, every difficult conversation you have with someone, every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're reinforcing your identity. And likewise, every excuse, every delay that you make, every broken promise that you do, every time you choose comfort over growth, you're reinforcing another identity. The choice is always yours. Most people wait until they feel different before they act differently. That's totally backwards. You act differently first. Then your identity begins to change. Your brain starts collecting evidence. I kept my promise today. I finished what I started. I handled that challenge. I stayed disciplined. Those small wins became proof. Proof becomes belief. Belief becomes identity. Identity becomes your future. You don't become confident because someone tells you that you're confident. You become confident because you've built a history of keeping promises to yourself. You don't become disciplined overnight. You become disciplined from one small decision at a time, one day at a time, one action at a time. And eventually, the new identity feels totally normal. The old version of you begins to disappear, and that's when everything starts changing. Your confidence changes. Your habits begin to change. Your standards will change. Your relationships will change. Your income changes. Not because life suddenly became easier, but because you became different. Remember this. You cannot consistently outperform the identity you hold about yourself. Stop trying to change your life. Change the person creating it. Because when you become someone new, your results have no choice but to follow. If this message helped you in some way, subscribe for more videos on mastering your mind, building discipline, and creating the life you deserve. And remember, your future is created by the decisions you make today. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to see you real soon on the next video.